Hello, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Joseph Aprile, and I will be reading selections from my newest poetry anthology entitled The Elusive Quality of Existence. This book has, in addition to poems, it has original art and photographs, and as I will mention later, it can be purchased online. The first poem I'd like to read is called Time Is, and it's basically a poem taking a look at time and as a perplexing fact that faces us all. Time is. Time is a balance beam on which I do the unwitting dance of earth and fire. Time is a tunnel. Time is a road on which I have no choice but to travel until death arbitrates the end. Time is a ferry on which the captain knows nothing of destination. Time is a passageway in which only the present shows some evidence of clarity. Time is a bridge, crossing the swift currents of change. Time is an escalator moving steadily through the chaos that is its birthright. Time is a tightrope on which I balance all my more precious illusions. The next poem I would like to read is called Rainier. And the reason why I chose this poem is that I live very close to Mount Rainier in the state of Washington, and it has quite an influence on its surroundings. Rainier. Rising nearly 3 miles from its earthen floor, carrying in its ancient bosom shimmering caravans of iridescent ice and the torpid nonchalance of hibernating bears. At its core, a fiery tempest that could dislodge the sky from its moorings. Indians regarded the mountain as sacred and no place for human encroachment. Not unlike a siren, the mountain awakens climbers from their wayward dreams to confront the jagged slopes of the infinite. Itinerant clouds patrol its summit, and winter keeps its residence in the rarefied crystalline air. Eagles in their airy sojourns ride the updrafts from the mountain's craggy spires. Rising nearly 3 miles from its earthen floor, the mountain holds correspondence with the very origins of the planet. I would next like to read a poem entitled New York Revisited, the place where I grew up. New York Revisited. You are honored and ridiculed, you are electrified, but who really knows you? Bellhops with their clammy hands, taxi drivers aiming their yellow hornets through the mayhem. They are terrified of you. Your junkies nodding under the stairs, your Johns trolling 8th Avenue, your resident artists, your eminent mathematicians, your elusive and wily magicians. Your black underground, your clandestine merchants, your tireless vagabonds. But who really knows you? Your savage, streetwise urchins, your rapacious merchants, your caravans and concubines. You hold the entire world within the grasp of your bedrock hands. You are favored and avoided. You are the solemn mistress of confusion. But who really knows you? The next poem I'd like to read is a bit on the comic side. It is entitled Things I Refuse to Worry About After I'm Dead. Why I was born, whether or not I led a meaningful life, April 15th, whether or not I lived up to everyone's expectations, the size and agility of my penis, tooth decay, politics, the fate of idiotic humanity, string theory, family, global warming, my sister's hysterectomy, mysteries of the cosmos, prostate cancer, whether or not oatmeal is really that good for you, icy conditions on Interstate 80, religious fundamentalism, getting laid, the quality of the air, money in all its absurd ramifications, the fate of my descendants, why people don't seem to read anymore, bad breath, all the things I could have done, all the things I could have done better. Who created cockroaches and what was the point of that? Long airplane rides without medication, how I'm going to pay for things, who I am. My next poem is entitled The Mystery of Words. The mystery of words, the majesty of night, the exquisite tension in the fisherman's line, the nonchalant honesty of childhood, the quiver of a desperate mouth, the deliberate architecture of an erected penis, the human penchant for law, the awkward gait of a terrestrial lizard, the brutal intensity of the equatorial sun, the great medicine of laughter, the birth of spring in a chickadee's song, the perfection of inspired breath, the sweet harangue of a timely death, the Napoleon in us all. The silhouette of bodies with a thirst for love, the many tentacles of a living city, the treachery of glacial ice, the name of death embossed in the fiery steel of a gunship, the silent rapture of playful minds in a library, the quizzical intelligence of chimpanzees, the vacuous look of cattle on the open range, the inexplicable tracks of destiny, the reverence of a sculpture for her stone, the love of a victim for his symbol. The supple truth of nightfall upon the damp earth, the lucid eye of an old seaman, the long, endless spire of truth, the infinite line of the prairie, the love in the belly of a woman, the relentless symmetry of passing time, the inherent chaos of the flesh, the human penchant for space, the rugged line of the mountains, the ambiguity of clouds, the inexhaustible dynamic of the earth, the rhythm of the planets, the inconsolable hand of grief, the shimmering agony of childbirth, the irascible song of humans in the depth of their bondage, the incendiary center of the furnace of the sun, the equivocal mystery of words. 10 trumpets in an aging birdcage. I came to deliver acupuncture, they wanted my liver. I was expected to indulge them though they wore frog hearts on their chests. Compliance is the rule, no, it's the entire game. I protested, citing Frank Lloyd Wright. They rearranged my marbles, throwing me out in the cold with the beagles. Thank you very much for listening to this selection of my poetry. Again, the book is entitled The Illusive Quality of Existence. It's available online at my website, which is Literary and Visual Arts Unlimited, or lvau.com. Again, lvau.com. At the site, there are also a number of my other works for sale. Thanks again for listening.